Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Customs. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a Matchbox Mazda Savanna RX-7, issued in 1982 as number MB31, although that doesn't show on the casting anywhere. It's got a metal base and it was made in Hong Kong. This is my first JDM project in some time now. I hope you're going to enjoy it. I've got a couple of special builds coming up that I want you to take note of by looking at these thumbnails and mark the dates down, or at least hit the notification bell so that you're aware of all of the new releases. They come out generally on Saturdays. If you're new to the channel, I'm glad you found me, and I hope you'll enjoy this video and check my playlists for all of the other builds in my catalog. And there's another channel that I want you to know about. Bruce Solo is an online friend of mine, and his channel is called Zolo Diecast. Bruce has been around for a long time. He's no newcomer to the hobby, but his YouTube channel is fairly new, and I'd like to encourage you to visit there. Check it out and give him a thumbs up and share the love and tell him that you came by from Maple Leaf Customs. Thanks for doing that. This particular RX-7 casting with the maroon colored stripes on the hood and doors was only available in the USA. This one made its way over to Switzerland in a mail call from my online friend Lawrence at Pop's Reclamation station in Canada. So it's going to be a rare find in these parts when I'm all done with it and I give it away. I'm not doing an extensive makeover on this car, so I thought I would give you some particular steps that I follow when doing a wheel swap involving axle tubes. In this case, I'm doing away with the original wheels and upgrading to this fine pair of JDM Naranja orange wheels from Samet, one of the sponsors of my channel. I use this little gauge to find out it's 11 millimeters in size, front and back, and they pop right in, but you're going to notice that the axle is too wide for this casting. Samet does that so you can cut them down if you need to fit any size that you've got, and that's what I'm going to do. Because it's a metal base, I use a burr tool attachment on my Dremel to enlarge the opening. If you've got titanium bits, they'll go right through this like butter. And then I've made a couple of quick measurements on this brass tube, and because it's such soft metal, just by rolling it back and forth in your fingers and laying an X-Acto knife on top, you'll be able to cut right through this in no time at all, just like you see here. I do a dry fit first, so I've got the right width, and I want to check that the ride height has not changed in this case. Now you can use these to raise or lower the stance, but I want it to be exactly the same. I'm happy with that, so I put some super glue on it. Sprinkling baking soda on top makes this instant cement-like bond. Then I knock off the excess, and just to be safe, I put another squirt of super glue on both axles. I've spray painted that with a matte black. Now here I've inserted a dummy steel axle that I'm not going to use, but I put that inside, and with a cutting tool I'm opening up two slits here. And when you see sparks, you know you've hit the steel rod in the middle, and you can stop. Now remove the dummy axle and put the new wheels in, one at a time. Now that Samet puts a little pin head on each end of the axle, and I want to keep those, but I have to cut each axle in half and shorten them just slightly, as you see me doing here with a pair of wire cutters. Not hard to go through. I've got this beautiful spin, and now I'm going to insert each one individually. And I've got two of them in there and lined up, and just a drop of super glue into those openings that I cut. Little spritz of activator, instantly dry, and you see I've got a beautiful spinning set of wheels, and I'll repeat that on the other end. This was the hot car to have when I was a high school student in the 70s. One of the cool kids had one, or at least his dad had one, and the kid got to drive it to school. He had the prettiest girlfriend. I had a 10-speed bicycle, but it was a cool car. The RX-7 is a front-engine, rear-wheel drive sports car that was manufactured and marketed by Mazda from 78 to 2002 across 3 generations, all of which made use of a compact, lightweight Wankel rotary engine. The handling and acceleration of the car were noted to be of high caliber for the day. The 1.1-liter engine was rated at 100 horsepower at 6,000 RPM in the North American models, allowing the car to reach speeds of 120 miles an hour. Because of the smoothness inherent in the Wankel rotary engine, there was very little vibration at high engine speeds, so a buzzer was fitted to the tachometer to warn the driver when the 7,000 RPM Redline was approaching. I'm applying a brand new paint for my inventory by Createx. It's a pearl white, which didn't give you an enormous looking difference when I went on over a white primer coat, but you'll see through other shots in the video that it's got a beautiful metallic fleck in it. But it's kind of plain still, so I wanted to dress it up just with this hand-cooked decal that I made. I found it on a racing car picture online, and I don't want to turn this into a racer. Consider it more of like a company car. And this just breaks up the white doors. And I put a little Fox Shocks logo on the very front of the hood, because it's orange. Looking very good. Today I'm just detailing the taillights, using Tamiya clear orange for the indicators and clear red for the brake lights. Couple coats of clear and probably 2 nights on the bench just so everything cures and is well dried up. I put it into my UV light box, and now it's ready to put back together, and there's just a couple simple pieces. The opening doors aren't really the only tricky part, but they gave me no real struggle today, and so everything clicks back into place as it should. So that's just beautiful. Here's one more thing you can do if you don't want to tap and drill the posts to receive a screw. In this case, I'm just gluing it back together, but I've taken my regular 256 Phillips screws and just cut the head off and placed it in the opening, a little bit more for the glue to grab onto, and I put a dab of flat black on there and leave it for another couple of hours before I handle it like this for a closer look. Now you see the beautiful fleck in that pearl paint with the clear coat on it, looking really sharp. The orange sandmed wheels match with the tail light detail that I did and the hand cook and the Fox decals that I put on the side. The doors still open and close, just as they should. And it's still an eye catcher after all these years. And all my cars are rollers when they leave the shop. It was chipped up, kind of yellowed glass and tired old wheels and paint job on the original that I got, but I'm very happy with the way this one tidied up, especially with the wheels and the new paint that I tried out. I can recommend that Createx Pearl series to you. I think it got a beautiful finish. And it's looking good in the glamour shots. I put it into my little 164 garage diorama where the LED lights are glistening. And you can imagine how that high school kid was popular with this nice looking sports car. Well, I hope someone else will enjoy it because I'm taking it to my local Goodwill store where it will be given out as a free gift for a little boy or girl. Thanks again for visiting my channel today. Leave your respectful comments below and come on back soon and often. It's coffee time.